It's been a bit of a wild ride the last couple of months for cryptocurrencies as Bitcoin hit new highs in December on optimism that the incoming Trump administration is taking a pro-crypto stance versus concerns over inflation and fewer Federal Reserve rate cuts. A lot of things to think about. Here with his take on what we might expect this year for crypto is Ryan Rasmussen, head of research at Bitwise Asset Management. Hi, Ryan. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, Mark. Happy to be here.
So we know that Bitcoin peaked around $108,000 December 17th. And then yesterday morning, it had fallen about 16% to below 91,000. But ultimately, and now it's much higher now, 96.6. Was that just sort of a garden variety correction given the volatility in Bitcoin?
I think that's exactly right, Mark. You tend to see this kind of whipsaw action in bull markets, particularly in a volatile market like crypto. So not surprised to see us, hit those new all-time highs, as you mentioned, and see a pullback. There's a lot of leverage built up in the system, again, particularly in these bull markets. So, when that leverage flush happens, you do see the price fall 10, 15, 20% sometimes. But we're still very excited about the long-term trajectory of Bitcoin and think this is just a speed bump on its way to, further all-time highs.
Right. You got some interesting predictions. We'll get to those in just a second. Now, we know that President-elect Trump is pro-crypto, as are a lot of his aides and a number of people in Congress as well. And then on the other side of that, you do have this inflation question. So we know that when inflation reared its head in 2022, Bitcoin really rolled over. So what would happen if some of Trump's policies introduce more inflation? What would happen to Bitcoin?
That's a really good question. There's a few different factors affecting our outlook for Bitcoin. Certainly the macro environment, interest rate levels, and inflation is one of those factors. But our belief is that no matter what happens on those macro factors, the setup for Bitcoin and crypto more broadly has never been more positive and never been more bullish than it is today. And if you look back at 2022, when, as you mentioned, crypto markets rolled over in the face of inflation, there was also all of these other fundamental drivers that pushed markets lower. You had the wide sweeping fraud of FTX. You had a lot of blow-ups from lending platforms in the crypto ecosystem. You had a lot of leverage being flushed out of the system. You had a huge anti-crypto crusade coming from the SEC and other arms of the Biden administration. And we just don't have those same drags, those same headwinds today going into 2025 and beyond. And so we think that, yes, like all risk assets, the macro environment matters, but with Bitcoin and with crypto specifically, this pro-crypto reversal in Washington, D.C. and within policymakers and lawmakers, the rising institutional adoption, not just of advisors and wealth managers, but also potentially governments, potentially corporations, and just more broadly, the widespread adoption of crypto is going to help drive markets higher and even offset any of those macro headwinds that you mentioned.
It's definitely a different environment, as you point out there, rightly so. Now, in terms of your predictions, a caveat is that these are not guarantees, just a bit of forecasting here. But do you think there's a potential for Bitcoin by the end of 25 to hit 200,000? So basically double from here. How does it get there?
Yeah, we're really excited about that. And frankly, we're on the lower end of a lot of price forecasts for next year. I've seen forecasts as high as 500,000, most of them well above 200,000. We think there's a few avenues for Bitcoin to get to 200,000 in 2025. We talked briefly just now about this pro-crypto reversal we're seeing in DC. You don't just have Donald Trump as being pro-Bitcoin and pro-crypto. You have so many different legislators that won elections in November that are pro-crypto. And for the first time in crypto's history, you have a pro-crypto leaning Senate, a pro-crypto leaning House of Representatives, and clearly a pro-crypto president-elect in Donald Trump. So we think the regulatory environment is kind of like a boot being let off the throat here of the crypto industry, and that will help propel things higher. We had a launch of Bitcoin ETFs and Ethereum ETFs last year, which became the most successful ETF launches of all time. To put that into context, the Bitcoin ETFs saw more than 36 billion of flows into Bitcoin ETFs in their first year. That crushed all expectations and all previous ETF records. So we think that the continued adoption, continued capital flowing into Bitcoin ETFs will also help drive prices higher. Then there's this wild card out there, which if it comes true, and it's looking more and more likely like this will come true every single day, that if governments like the US government, like other governments around the world, and if corporations, not just MicroStrategy, but other leading corporations start to purchase Bitcoin, given it's an asset priced on supply and demand, we see all of these funnels of demand. And if governments and corporations and financial advisors, institutional investors drive more demand into the asset, we think the price will lift to 200,000, and it could go much higher than that.
Right. And Ryan, the next time we have you back, I want to explore your forecast of Bitcoin by 2029, perhaps being bigger than the gold market and hitting $1 million, so a 10-bagger from here. And we want to ask about the risks inherent therein, possibly. So for now, we'll leave it there. But thanks for your time, Ryan.